Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. So I am sure that you saw from the title, but today I'm going to be doing a full face of Danessa Myricks. I just got in a bunch of stuff recently. I'll kind of show you some stuff. We'll go through everything individually. But my friend Connie Color Bright on YouTube, Instagram, all that stuff, did kind of tell me, because I forgot, that Danessa Myricks does 12 days of Christmas. So she did a lot of products for $12. I did pick up some of those products, and I thought it'd be fun just to talk through all this stuff with you, give you my thoughts if you've ever been curious of anything. So let's go ahead and roll on in. Starting up first, so I did pick up their foundation. This is a serum foundation, so I'm very excited to see. I just watched like a little bit on my hand. It does look very glowy. One thing I've definitely noticed with Danessa Myricks products of having them just a little bit, not really playing with them yet. If you are dry skinned or really like that glowy look, I really feel like this brand is for you. If you like a more matte look, maybe not so much. This is also why I'm doing this, not just for you, it's also for me to see, because I am more in that camp of I tend to prefer a more matte look. I didn't say Connie was the one who bought this for me, this foundation, so thank you so much to Connie. And she bought me the refill. Next things that I did pick up is she had a couple of her flushed Yummy Skin blushes. So I do have, this is the shade Bellini. I'm really excited to play with these because they do have that upsolate technology that she really talks about, I know, in her Groundwork palette. I'm really kind of excited to see how that works. This is Golden Hour. I did do a little swatch earlier of the Peach Bellini on my hand. It's pretty much set down. I feel like it's like a light powder finish is what it feels like so far, but I will be excited just to see fully how it looks on the face. I did pick up two of the Balm Contours. One thing I guess to note, so this is kind of up to you if you do partake in her 12 days of Christmas in the future or anything like that, is in order to get free shipping, you did have to purchase 2 items. I did not see that. I know Connie it seems like she knew about that, so I don't know if I just missed that out on somewhere, but you did need to pick up 2 items in order to get free shipping. Make that decision up to yourself. The items were $12. The shipping would have been $8, so about $20-something versus if you buy 2, then it's like $24. It's kind of basically just making up that decision for yourself if you want to pick up 2 items instead of what you were hoping for 1. So I picked up, this is shade Fair 1. I also picked up Light 1. I'm really excited to see how both of these look on my skin, because so far I'm liking this one a lot more, Fair 1, compared to Light 1. Fair 1 just feels more cool toned, whereas Light 1 feels more warm. And they're both supposed to be contours, not bronzers. So I will be curious to see as we play with those. And then because I did not pick anything up for the eyes, I did find out, sadly, later on about the sales. So I did miss out on, I think she was doing her Chrome Flakes. Like she had some of her jar Chrome Flakes for $12. As I am trying to move into playing with some of my older makeup or using up makeup that I already currently have, I'm going to go ahead and bust out the Danessa Myricks. This is the volume 4. I thought we'd get some use out of this. And then as I am currently trying to do somewhat of a no-buy, I do not have the Groundwork palette, so I actually just created my own. So I used, it's like a color brain shade. Most of these shades are from ABH. They're those pro palettes. And then I do have a GSC shade in here. I'm just really trying to use up what I have. Mainly I'm just going to use this for brows and a little bit of eyeshadow. Starting first, I did play with this foundation a bit yesterday. I do have everything pulled up on their site. Real quick, sorry. One thing that I am not mentioning that I did purchase is I did purchase the Vision Cream Cover. So it's supposed to be a versatile foundation concealer hybrid. So I'm assuming it's supposed to be a lot more full coverage. I'm not 100% sure how large the product itself is going to be, as I've not received it yet, but I'm definitely curious to play with it, and part of me does think that I might like it a bit more than this foundation, but we shall see. I'll probably include that in something in the future, but for right now, we are not playing with that. It does look like this foundation is just meant to be super lightweight to medium, is what it says, so I'm kind of nervous. As you might notice, I do have some redness, especially on my nose. I'll be curious just to really see how well that covers it. It does say it's, really good for hyperpigmentation, dryness, dark circles. It does have jojoba oil, hyaluronic acid, olive drive swelling, all this Good stuff. Light coverage, just a small pea-sized amount. Distribute it with your fingers, a brush, or a sponge all over the face. Medium coverage is 2 pea-sized amounts, and then you can build up. Doesn't say anything about shaking or any of that, so I'm just not going to. I'm gonna go ahead and just pop out, I don't know, 3-ish. One thing that is really interesting about this product, if you do not know, and I did not know, it's a squeezy tube. It is not a pump, so if that is just important to you. And then one other random, I know that makeup is weighted by like weight, not like fullness, but when I did open this up, this little tube, I don't know if you can see, probably not, it's only about halfway full. Maybe I'm lying, probably like here. Right, but like all of this is, there's foundation in there, but it's not like full. So if that does bother you, it just kind of is what it is, but just let you know that is what you are dealing with here. If you're curious, I'll show you the little refill real quick. So this is what the little refill looks like. It seems pretty easy. You just unscrew both ends of this foundation, unscrew to screw on the new component. I guess just be careful you don't squeeze. I do think that that's pretty cool. The only thing I guess I would definitely say is that if you are going to get a new shade, you might need to clean the nozzle, because the nozzle is not part of the refill. I normally use a sponge, but I'm nervous to use a sponge because it's going to soak up all the product. So I am going to start off with this brush, which I really do like. It's probably from Crown Brush. This is like so old. But I got this in an Etsy, not Etsy, what is it called? That beauty subscription brand? I'm a little nervous. I'm going to use this product up. I did play a little bit with it yesterday, and I did do like a thin layer on parts of my face this morning. I had to go out and do some laundry, so I was like, why not? For one, I would definitely say I do think that the shade is probably a teeny bit too light for me. It does have a bit of an herbally smell. Nothing that's like overly strong. I like the way that the coverage looks better with the sponge, if I'm honest. I'm just worried that I'm gonna like soak up all the product. It does look really nice on this skin. And I guess for my forehead so far, I've used probably about a little drop. I'm just gonna go ahead and do my eyebrows real quick, and we'll be right back. Okay, and we are back. So, as you see, I did do my eyebrows a bit thin today. I might change it up. I feel like on camera it's looking weirder to me than it does in real life, but we'll see. The only thing I would definitely say so far about the foundation, maybe it's looking better. I don't know. Maybe it's my hand mirror. And I have a mirror behind my camera that I usually use to, like, do other stuff when I'm not filming. I feel like there was, like, it was really showing texture on my forehead. I think the thing that was really, like, messing with me is this shininess, which, like, I know it's glowy. I know it's supposed to be glowy. We might see as we play around to see if we are able to set any of that slight glow down, because for myself, I don't mind a kind of a glow, but like certain areas like this, to me it's giving greasy, and I just don't like it. I'm just gonna go ahead and do a quick eye. I just thought it'd be fun to show you, so we'll be using my faux groundwork palette. I'm really liking this shade, this cooler tone shade. I actually use that for the shading inner part of my eye. It is very pigmented. Now I wish I would have used, one of the little creams that I have, but alas, I did not. So yeah, we're going to use this palette just to create a little bit of shape. I think I'm just gonna work a little bit of this shade into my crease real quick. Here, let's use this Brown Transition 85 from Melt. I've been going slightly higher than my natural crease. I think I'm just gonna go in with maybe I'll use one of the Pressed Chrome Flakes. I was on their site the other day. I was just like looking at some of their products, and the Chrome Flakes, they had them swatch, like sheared out and then put on heavily, and I'm like, okay, so you're supposed to wear them heavy? Because I've tried to wear them before, and they definitely crease. Maybe in like an artistic way they're meant to. I think I might try that out. I think I'll probably do the lighter one. I would love to know how all of you feel about duochrome shades and like how to use them. For myself, I really feel like unless it is like a perfect shade that goes with it, let's say it's a green that flips blue and I'm using eyeshadows that, are green and blue, then I feel like, it's acceptable. But if it's not, let's just say I'm wearing like green eyeshadow, but it's like a green that goes like burgundy or like a reddish shade, and I'm like, well, does it look weird now? I mean, not like it fully matters. I know I shouldn't care. I think for myself, one thing I don't really love about duochromes is Like, I'll put it on, I see a color, and I'm like, yes, this looks good. But then I'm looking in a mirror, and that shows a flip. Versus when people see it, it's gonna be maybe a different color, and I'm like, oh, well now this doesn't look quite how I wanted it to look. Ramblings of my feelings about duochromes. I know they're trendy, I know they're cool, but to be honest, I feel like right now, I am mainly really in love with super sparkly shades. So, I mean, I feel like I always kind of have been, but as in terms of a shimmery formula, and I really do feel like a lot of people in the beauty space are also going for that. I'm going with the black using a Blend Bunny B1 brush. The round transition we used earlier, the 85, I'm just going to use that to blend out the black. I'm just going to go ahead and take a couple minutes real quick and blend away, and I'll be right back. What shimmer do we want to use? Yeah, so I was really tempted to use, I'm going to remove this little thing. My palette, you can tell it looks so used. I kind of love that look. So I was going to use Heaven, which is one of the chrome flakes. Mine's kind of dry now. This shade is so beautiful. I feel like it's kind of like a grainy, I don't know if you can tell when I do, yeah, maybe you can tell like when I do this. And there's this, I don't like this mauve gray. It looks gross, right? Like, I want this. I don't want this. No. So maybe we won't. I mean, if I could figure out a way, if any of you know a way, let me know. I'm honestly thinking I'm just going to take this shade here. I think it's called Divinity. And this one actually doesn't have a flip, but the formula, chef's kiss. Literally, I'll be honest with you, maybe unpopular opinion. If Danessa Myricks did an entire palette of just shades like that were high quality like she already does, of just a absolute sparkly dream, I'd be all about that. I'm just going to take a bit of the NYX Glitter Primer. I'm going to say it. This looks like a flat shader brush from Melt. You can't read these. Melt, literally, I love your brushes. They are so elegant, but I wish I could read them more. Apply that to the lid. I've been liking to go a little bit higher following the orbital bone. I'm going to go ahead and wipe off my brush a little bit. I've been liking to it a bit more because I feel like sometimes I just pick up too much product. You know what? Why am I wanting to go in with Sixth Sense now all of a sudden? This really pretty green shade? I feel like I just need color. Ooh, yeah, baby. That is a duochrome. I feel like it's like a flash. It's like a light green. So we'll just do that. It should work with like a peachy blush, an orangey peachy blush. We'll have to see. Oh yeah. Literally, I have been so tempted by her new palette, the volume 5, I think. I like the top row. The top row, it's like these super, if you haven't seen the palette, it looks like these super pale, really shiny shades that, at least to myself, I really just like. And I think they'd be great as like inner corner highlights, things like that. These other ones, and some of the ones that she has in the palette, this is good for right now. I'm gonna go ahead and apply the rest of my base of just the Yummy Skin, and then we'll be back to do like the contour. We're back, and I am so glowy. I don't know how I feel about this. I feel greasy, honestly. And yeah, we're just gonna go with it and then powder at the end. Let's deal with it. I'm so not used to looking this dewy. Oh my god. One thing I would definitely say though, I've realized I do like applying it with a sponge better than a brush, at least for me. I did use the stipple brush, right, from Real Techniques to like buff it out a bit, and it looked okay, but to get it really kind of even, also because I'm not trying to use like a ton of product, I like how it looks better with the sponge. But, okay, let's go ahead and go in with the contour product. So I'm thinking I'm just going to use both, one on each side of the face, and then we'll kind of compare which one we like better. So this is light one, and then fair one, which is one I think I'm going to like better. So let's go with the one I think I'm going to hate, because, you know, why not? I'm trying to think of how I want to apply this. I was going to use this brush. Maybe we'll do that. I feel like I've gotten in the habit of using this product from e.l.f., the Halo Glow On thing. And I love the ease of it, so I don't know, we'll be curious to see. But this is the Real Techniques contour brush. So starting off with, this is light one. Now this one is maybe an older product. This does not have that upsolate technology that I think she's really getting into. I'm just gonna add here. I try to go right underneath my cheekbone. I'm so nervous to see it. This already to me feels like it looks like a bronzer shade for me. A little near the neck. I usually, for my neck, and you might see my, like, neck shape or, like, my face shape. Sorry, my big old blemish here. But my chin, I feel like, goes more up than my bone structure here. So I tend to kind of just follow, and it could just be because I'm fat. Where it swoops here, I just add that bit of, like, shading. And then I'll leave this, but usually I'll buff out a little bit more of the product here on the neck. I hope you can see that, like, here. That is what I'm doing with that. It feels so weird. I'm so not used to using a cream product. I really hope this blends out. I mean, it should. Especially because of this base that we have on. And then I take some into the hairline. I have a pretty big old forehead. So, add some into there. And then one thing I actually did learn from Danessa Myricks, which I think is a pretty cool idea, is she contours where your head bends. I feel like I usually won't go past, like, this point here. It bends, like, here, if I'm honest, but I just feel like that's a lot to contour. Now, if you want to, by all means, you can totally do that. And this product, honestly, I can already tell is really gonna blend in, so do whatever you want. I'm gonna go ahead. I really do like to actually use a angled brush to buff in my contour. Or not buff it in, but like tap it in. Looks nice. Adds a little bit of shape there. But I will definitely say these are blending in really nicely. I feel like I still stand by that this one is a bit more golden-y. I guess we'll see in a second. Now, granted, when I was buying, I don't, at least in this situation, I don't think I, like, looked to see if she said anything about colors of the product. So this could just be my bad, honestly. I'm just kind of lightly tapping my sponge over to get rid of any harsh lines. Same angled brush, dipping in a bit more of the product. Like I said, normally down the neck, just a little bit. And this part I really buff out, kind of like a foundation. So hopefully, you know, contour the neck a little bit, but not have it be like super obvious because, yeah, I have a little bit of a little fatness. I'm gonna go ahead and take the same contour brush. I'm just wiping it off on a towel into the shade Fair One. Grabbing some of that product. I can already tell. I like this shade a lot more. Just liking how it lays down. Let me just go look in that other mirror to make sure I don't look too crazy. Okay, so I'm actually back after a couple of minutes longer. So I realized I did not apply mascara, so I just curled my lashes, applied mascara real quick. This is the Melt Super Natural Mascara, one of my absolute favorite right now. I am obsessed with how it makes my eyelashes look. And then I just threw on a green lip. I hope it goes with the vibe, but we shall see. This is just from Encanto Cosmetics. The shade is Basilisk. Let's go ahead and delve into our blush. So we do have both shades. I am so not sure how I want to do this. I'm almost thinking I might use like my fingers to tap it on and buff it out. I feel like the brush that I usually use for my blush is this big ol' fluffy one from Sony Cash. It's called a small point brush, but I just don't feel like it's really gonna move the product around. We might still see. I think I'm gonna use my Glam Light brush, this Nightmare on Elm Street one. I don't think it has like what it's called, but it's like a little powdery brush. I've been using it recently for blush, so I do like it. So I guess I just need to go in and just do the thing. So I'm gonna take Golden Hour, this darker orangier one. I'm just gonna take my finger. I'm just gonna apply like there. I hope that's okay. Watch, it's like way too much. I hope not. I mean, if it is, we could always take our sponge over it. And then, I apologize if you can hear a little sound. I've realized these are the Glam Light ones that have, like, the vial of blood looking thing, so If you shake them, if you can hear that, they do make a sound because it is liquid. Yeah, this color is strong. Ooh. I think it looks okay. It's a little red. I don't hate that though. I might just take my sponge over just in the front a little bit. But I like that. It feels nice. It honestly, I feel like has that kind of powdery finish. I mean, it's glowy, but it's not too glowy. But this is the type of product that I feel like I can get on board with. It's not over the top. So I really like that. And then we're going to take Bellini, this peachier one, which I think might actually look better on my skin tone because I am more pale. I love peach blush. This one definitely, I feel like, is more orangey compared to a peachy that I normally would use. Of the two, I feel like this one blends in a bit better. They honestly look pretty similar, in my opinion. The golden hour is just a bit deeper. Like, I get that this one's a bit more ready. I think they both look pretty nice. I'm gonna have to play around with them more because your girl is just trying to get into blush, and honestly, I'm not fully sure about my placement most of the time, but hopefully it looks okay. So, that is it for all the products that at least I have. So one thing that I know I had talked about, which I do want to do, is to just lightly powder everything down in the areas that I want to. So I'm going to use a small tapered brush. This is by e.l.f. I don't know if I should use a pressed powder. A part of me is thinking yes, because I remember from a Virgo, Marlena from Makeup Geek talking about when you're a bit older, like, pressed powders just look better on your skin than a loose powder. So I think I might try this. This is the HD powder from e.l.f. It's like a translucent powder. Let's just try a bit and see if it takes down the shine. I can already tell I don't like. That could be the powder, but I always have this texture-y thing with my forehead here. I probably just need to get better at exfoliating. But I noticed that the foundation kind of sat in there. This looks a bit better. Yeah, it does look like the product is taking well to powders, which does not surprise me. I will just be curious to see if it will break through. I can already make a prediction that it probably will. I want to try to get better at doing more check-ins. So we'll probably film that video and then come back for a check-in. I think I'm just going to powder here. That's mainly where I don't like being shiny a lot, is right here, like my bone area here, and then like around this face. So yeah, everything else I'm okay with. So let me go ahead and film that other video, and then we will come back in for a check-in. We are back for our final check-in. So this is how the base still looks after filming the video. So granted, it is winter here. I have not done anything crazy, but I really like how the base looks. The under eyes actually look a little crazy. That's normal. Nothing too bad, but I'll be honest, it looks really nice. I feel like everything is laying down really nice. The powder has pretty much stayed. Like, I would be able to wear this out and feel good. I really, really, really like this. I think it's actually nice. Let me know down below if you are going to be checking out any of these products. Definitely wait for a sale, because if she's gonna have sales, wait to get the sale, because everything was basically half off, and what a freaking deal. Let me know what you all think down in the comments below. I love to hear from you. Go ahead and like this video if you would like to help me out on the algorithm, or dislike it. Also helps. So, you know, either way, you do your thing. Subscribe if you want to see more content from me. I'm not really sure where my subscribers at right now, but I really would love to get to 1,000 by the end of the year of 2024. So help me, please, to achieve my goal. I beg of you. Only if you want to, of course. Okay, I will see you all in my next video. All right, bye.